Hi everyone, it's Katrina.
Number 10. Saddam Hussein's alien portal. In 2003, the United States invaded Iraq. There is a rumor that the invasion was launched because the military wanted to take control of a portal to an alien world. The portal was supposedly found by Saddam Hussein underneath an ancient Sumerian pyramid called a ziggurat. Michael Sala, an alleged expert on extraterrestrial politics from Australia, says the portal was used thousands of years ago by extraterrestrial beings from a faraway planet. Michael says these aliens have been interfering with human politics since the dawn of civilization. There is no evidence of this other than hearsay and speculation. But the speculation has been around for decades. The US and Britain supposedly used weapons of mass destruction as a fake pretext to topple Saddam, gain control over the region, and learn more about the alien portal. Unfortunately, we don't know if a portal was ever found, or if one was discovered, what became of it. The Sumerians had allegedly built this mysterious portal with help from the ancient race of star beings known as the Anunnaki, who were worshipped by the people of Mesopotamia around 5,000 years ago. Number 9. The Giant of Kandahar. A team of U.S. Special Forces supposedly discovered a biblical giant with flaming red hair in Afghanistan. Like most of the craziest military discoveries, this one has never been proven. The army denies it fervently, and we've never seen physical evidence of the giant they supposedly encountered. But here's the story of what happened. It was the summer of 2002 when American Special Forces soldiers were operating in Kandahar. An entire platoon was murdered by a massive giant that weighed a whopping 1,100 pounds, stood 12 feet tall, and wielded a gigantic sword. They found the giant living in a cave and caught it by surprise. It reacted violently, ripping the soldiers to shreds. The giant was then discovered by a different team who went into the Rocky Hills to locate the missing Special Forces unit. The second team was able to ambush and kill the beast. The body was then taken away by a transport aircraft and never seen again. Some have claimed the U.S. Army came across one of the last living Nephilim from the Book of Genesis, the abominable offspring of gods and human women. Number 8. The KGB alien. In the 1960s, the Russian KGB allegedly went on an expedition to Egypt. While they were there, digging through old temples and ruined tombs, they came across the bones of an alien. The mission was organized through Soviet intelligence as part of something codenamed Project ISIS. The goal of this secret project was to uncover the truth behind the tomb of the visitor, meaning the tomb of the ancient alien. The Soviet intelligence agency supposedly recruited famous Russian neurologist and astrophysicist Viktor Ivanovich as their scientific advisor. The Soviets believed that the ancient Egyptians had some deep knowledge of alien technology, and that this knowledge could be learned if they could only find the right archaeological treasure. An estimated 20,000 Soviet military units descended on Egypt, along with a team of researchers from the Soviet Academy of Sciences. Their main interest was a tomb discovered hidden inside one of the Giza pyramids, a tomb that's never been announced to the public. When the Soviet scientists entered the supposed tomb, they found the mummified corpse of a creature that was clearly not from our world. They also discovered mysterious Egyptian hieroglyphs carved on the walls. When they decoded these hieroglyphs, the researchers were shocked to see they described a prophecy in which the mummified aliens' friends would soon return to the planet. The inhuman remains were dated at about 13,000 years old, which would mean the alien had been on the planet for almost 10,000 years before the pyramid was even built. There's no definitive proof that any of this happened, but the idea of aliens in ancient Egypt does match up with Egyptian mythology. In Egyptian myth, a family of gods came down from the stars to bring them wisdom and knowledge. Osiris is said to have arrived on Earth from a flying boat descended from the stars, in what we might think of as a flying saucer. Number 7. Admiral Richard Byrd. Admiral Richard Byrd undertook a historic exploration of the North Pole in 1947. His is one of the strangest cases in U.S. Navy history. What exactly happened during his flight is unknown, as his story has been warped and transformed in the years since it happened. Officially, nothing strange happened at all, but unofficially, the Admiral saw something impossible. Admiral Byrd supposedly flew beyond his maps. His compass got all messed up, and he found himself no longer in a world of ice and snow. He was in a tropical environment. He saw huge beasts roaming the ground below him, and he had no idea where in the world he was. He eventually backtracked and made it back to the North Pole, but he was dazed and confused. Some have suggested that Admiral Byrd didn't fly beyond the North Pole, but accidentally entered through a gateway into the hollow Earth. The Admiral somehow accidentally found a portal to the secret landscape hiding beneath the surface. This is a place that's never been officially documented, but is supposedly home to lost civilizations and never-before-seen monsters. There are those who believe a secondary world exists underneath the surface of this one, and that the only way in is through a tunnel hidden somewhere in the North Pole or Antarctica. And now for number 6. But first, I want to give a big shout out to Kyle Schreiner and Thayton Romruin. Thanks so much for watching and supporting this channel. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe for more videos about strange history and discoveries. Number 6. The Gorman Dogfight. In the early 1950s, Captain Edward J. Ruppelt investigated UFO reports from the U.S. Air Force. In his own words, the Gorman Dogfight remained one of the classic UFO sightings involving military personnel. The incident has never been given a proper explanation. Veteran World War II fighter pilot George Gorman had a 27-minute encounter with a mysterious white orb while flying above Fargo, North Dakota. In 1948, Gorman told his local newspaper that he had never seen anything like it. He also admitted that if it was anyone besides him who reported seeing such a thing, they would be denounced as a crazy lunatic. What makes the incident so legit is that Gorman was a reliable source. The encounter lasted nearly 30 minutes, and it was corroborated by other reputable sources. Gorman came upon the unidentified object at about 9 o'clock at night while flying his P-51 fighter. He got to within about 1,000 yards of it, but he couldn't really tell what it was. It only looked to be about 8 inches in diameter and was a clear white ball of light that blinked on and off and zoomed through the air with incredible speed. There was a brief chase, and the orb took Gorman up to 7,000 feet. Then it turned around and buzzed straight towards his plane. Gorman narrowly avoided a collision, and the ball of light zoomed just over top of him. Then, when things were really heating up, his plane stalled at 14,000 feet, and the bright object took off into space. Gorman wasn't the only one who saw the mysterious object either. Air traffic controllers witnessed it as well, corroborating Gorman's story. It's unclear to this day what the white ball of light was. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Number 5. The Fall of Baghdad. In 2003, some of the greatest artifacts of the ancient world were looted and destroyed at the Iraqi National Museum in Baghdad. This museum was home to the greatest collection of Mesopotamian art dating back 5,000 years. Some of the amazing archaeological treasures here included the Warka vase, crafted from limestone in the ancient city of Uruk when the Sumerians were still inventing writing. Also, the Lion of Nimrud, an ivory statue of a lion attacking a Nubian, a true masterpiece of Phoenician art. In 2003, the museum was broken into while U.S. military personnel stood by and watched. Neil MacGregor, the director of the British Museum, called it the greatest catastrophe involving a major museum since World War II. Museum staff begged the Americans to take action, but there was nothing they could do as the museum was ripped to pieces. The building wasn't secured until 6 days later. Many treasures were lost, including the Warka vase, the Lion of Nimrud, a statue of King Entemena of Lagash, and even a copper figure from the reign of Akkadian king Naram Sin from 2250 BC. Some have speculated the looting may have been a cover for the U.S. Army to infiltrate the museum and steal lost relics they believed to have mystical powers. Number 4. Dulce Alien Base. The town of Dulce in New Mexico doesn't look like a place where exciting things happen. It's a small town that doesn't even have a traffic light. And yet apparently, hiding underneath this sleepy desert town is an underground facility holding some of the most unbelievable wonders discovered by the U.S. military. It's believed the subterranean base at Dulce is up to 7 stories deep. It's also believed that it houses everything from human-animal hybrids to advanced technology. Some even say the Dulce base is where the military stores every piece of evidence for alien life. There are supposedly alien bodies down there, and even alien-human hybrids that the government biologically created. Stories of the base first started being told in the 1930s. Long before the alleged alien crash in Roswell, New Mexico, people thought something strange was happening in Dulce. These rumors really skyrocketed in the 1970s when New Mexico State Police Trooper Gabe Valdez documented unexplained cattle mutilations in the area. Valdez claimed he found gas masks, radar equipment, and weird glow sticks left behind with the mutilations. He also claimed to have witnessed sophisticated spacecraft hovering in the sky, and said he found a bizarre fetus inside one of the dead cows that looked like a mix between a human, a monkey, and a frog. Number 3. Roswell and the Great Pyramids. If you were to ask any mainstream archaeologist or historian, they would tell you how the Great Pyramids of Giza were built as tombs. But not everyone is so convinced. One of the strangest features of the Pyramid of Khufu, the biggest of all the pyramids of Giza, is a mysterious inscription. The inscription is small, a strange symbol first described by French Egyptologist M. André Pochon in 1934. It was found carved above the original gateway of the pyramid, and no one was quite sure what it meant. To be honest, we still don't know what this symbol means, but there has been rumor that the exact same symbol engraved over the gateway of the pyramid was engraved on the debris of a UFO that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in the 1940s. This is the infamous event that took place in July of 1947, when an unidentified flying object landed just outside the city of Roswell. When military personnel arrived to discover the fragments of the crashed ship, they found what appeared to be numbers and hieroglyphs engraved on the twisted pieces of metal. Classified photographs revealed by Jesse Marcel Jr. show the exact same symbol on the metal from the UFO as seen at the Khufu Pyramid. Jesse was the son of one of the military men who first showed up to investigate the wreckage. He claimed his father brought one of the pieces home to show Jesse and his mom, and they took photos of the artifact and kept them secret for years. But Jesse eventually released the photos, and he maintained their validity up until his death in 2013. If all of this is true, it could mean the Egyptians carved real alien symbols onto the pyramids. Number 2. The Return of the Anunnaki. According to a secret source at the Pentagon, the Anunnaki are returning to Earth. The old gods of Sumer are supposedly coming back to our planet, and the Pentagon is trying to figure out what to do about it. Believe it or not, there are a lot of big names and intelligent people who have come forward over the years saying the military does indeed have knowledge of aliens, or the Anunnaki, or at least something similar. Apollo veteran Edgar Mitchell, the sixth man to walk on the surface of the moon, even claimed that aliens were responsible for stopping nuclear war between America and Russia. Mitchell, who was part of the Apollo 14 mission in 1971, told Mirror Online in 2015 that the military already knew about aliens. He even claimed the aliens were watching over the White Sands facility in 1945 when the first nuclear bomb was detonated. According to Mitchell himself, he heard from multiple sources working at secret missile bases in the 20th century that they spotted UFOs frequently. They sometimes saw UFOs flying over the base, and sometimes their equipment randomly stopped working. An unidentified officer on the Pacific coast told Mitchell their missiles were even shot down by alien spacecraft hiding invisible in the atmosphere. If all of this is true, it could explain why nuclear activity stopped in the 1970s and has been relatively dormant ever since. Governments could know that even if they launch missiles, aliens will just shoot them down. But what exactly they're planning to do if the Anunnaki, or whatever the aliens want to call themselves, come back is unknown. Number 1. Antarctic UFOs. On July 2, 1965, 18 years after the alien UFO allegedly crashed in Roswell, another UFO was discovered in Antarctica. An alien ship was seen from the Orcadas Naval Detachment in Argentina, and from 2 bases operating on Deception Island. One of these bases belonged to the Chilean Air Force, the other to the United Kingdom. All 3 countries officially reported witnessing the alien craft in the sky, but only the Chilean Air Force and the Argentine Navy released the reports to the public. The The UK remained silent until very recently. Documents reported and catalogued by the British Antarctic Survey recently became publicly available, and they seem to confirm the discovery of extraterrestrial intelligence at the bottom of the world. According to the newly released documents, a colored light was witnessed from the British base. It was flickering red, green, and yellow, and it moved back and forth quickly across the sky for about 20 minutes. Even crazier is that this happened less than a month after the mass sighting at the Chilean base on June 18th. A zigzagging light which changed colors was seen in the sky for approximately 15 minutes by numerous people. No one can say for sure if this report is definitive proof of alien life. All we know is that multiple military organizations operating in Antarctica have seen strange things in the sky and reported them. What interest the aliens might have in Antarctica is anybody's guess. Thanks for watching. What do you think is the craziest thing the military has ever found? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye!